There's so many things you can watch on YouTube. It's all there, whatever you choose, you know, what you're attracted to. Whatever you decide, though, is going to affect your life. You can create things by focusing on them. By ignoring some things, you can tend to, either put it off, or if it's something that's so pervasive or something that you have to deal with, you can only ignore it for so long. So that means you have an ongoing energy flow. If you, on the other hand, are in the clear and you just start focusing on something like starting a whole new stage of your activity, it's that type of thing that you keep searching for on videos that you may eventually attract to you. I'm not saying exactly when. It's not like you can say, oh, you're going to get that in 7 days, whatever you've been looking at, or you're going to get that in 30 days, or it's going to take 5 years. There's a whole set of factors that need to be measured out and calculated, but it's going to happen. In fact, sometimes it could be the last thing that happens to you, so that you won't be around to kind of enjoy understanding the proof of things. Hopefully it will stay with you in your next life. There's a lot of things that are dangerous. It's sort of like with video, and video games are supposed to be virtual, and you have one wall of separation from it. It's like, for example, watching pornography. If you're young, basically, in most cases, especially in America, other cultures are more primitive or promiscuous or permissive, but you've got like an average. I think it's a little bit more liberal, toward the liberal side in America, but looking at the pornography and sexuality thing, you can only find it on videos or, virtual, the pornography, the nudity, sexual acts. And you would think that, there's that one step of separation, there's that one wall, because it's not real. It is like a magazine because it's not the real flesh, it's a recording of it. And you would imagine that, well, see, it's not going to happen to me. But if you keep focusing on it, it's probably going to happen to you. It's more likely to happen to you if you keep watching it. So if sex is something that you want, you can enhance it by keeping to focus on that. So I'll just give you an example of something that's very, very primal, really at the core of the human life, the vitality, and actually in the youth, that's the prime. It's the number one curiosity of sexual, unless it's an asexual being, a very like logical, robotic person, which is nothing wrong with. But the average and the majority of the people, the youth, they're going to look at the video, they're going to play video games, so they're going to look for the virtual version of it. So the point is this: whatever you look at and you keep focusing on, whatever you keep searching for, is going to be what you're going to create in your life. You're going to manifest that. So I think I made myself clear with that. If you're looking at things that are negative, that you don't want, be careful, because you're going to be attracting that too. There's so many things on YouTube. In fact, like I said, there's everything on YouTube. There's everything. Hold on a second. I'm going to let in the creature. You hear that? I heard a cat and then I heard a dog. It's not my cat. But I treat it just like it is my cat sometimes. Meow meow. Meow meow. Now, if you focus on things like police brutality, excessive force, that's a really good subject, because you want to know that it's going on. You want to see the details and you want to figure it out. And sometimes you just want to get pissed off at it. And, this is something that you can do on YouTube. you can do that because people keep putting out. It's there. So, you know, your mind has to be sharp, not to absorb it, not to attract that or manifest that, and just to be able to watch something as a study and be very supremely detached from it. That's a skill in this day and age because of the volume of the stuff, the sheer quantity of the stuff that we absorb. Uh, Now that we have YouTube, I will probably watch like a few hours on average every day. I do it more than the other things that I do. Sometimes I'm going out when I'm doing things. Half of that time I'm using it to record footage, and I haven't even put out. What you see on my channels is only like less than half of what I could be showing you, and I have to pick and choose. Sometimes I got to have some privacy. But before YouTube, how much did I actually do? Maybe I'd go out to the movie theater once in a while. Maybe I'd watch some TV. So it was a lot less quantity. And I couldn't search for the actual things that I wanted. So I mean, YouTube is great. It's got everything. And there's two sides to this. If you're watching the things that are totally negative, beware, because you might attract it. The more you dwell on it, the more you search for those type of videos. Beware. While you're doing that, make sure it's just research and you're keeping yourself detached. You're keeping that wall, you're keeping it away from you, and the best way that you can, suppress it out of the world if that's your intention. I don't even know what it is, but sometimes there's a universal sense of morality and what's bad. Okay, so I just have to assume that people understand that. But if it's something you're trying to attract, like if it's a sexuality thing, also attached to love. I never recommend sex without love, but if you are looking at those videos, be careful what you're watching because you will also attract that. And like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for because you may get it. And that's true in this day and age, and that's really the lesson of the story here, is to be aware of what you're looking at on here and what you keep searching for, because you can find everything. And for people that are spelling it out in these kind of teachings like this, you can also find it, but they're harder to find because what are we supposed to keyword it as? Just subscribe to my channel. You can always find these observations, a different way of looking at things, and hopefully a more truthful and more full view of reality. Thanks for listening. Make sure you comment if you've got something to say. I don't even care what it is. I like to hear comments. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks.